Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Inside the Teacher's Lounge. I am reminding you to put away all electronic devices. That's Chromebooks, cell phones, anything else out there. And just sit back and relax for the next 20 minutes and be a courteous audience. We're going to do a little bit of a different thing today. So I hope you enjoy it. Still, I'm going to remind you to be quiet. And teachers, feel free if somebody is being disrespectful and talking, they can just go sit in the office until we're done. That would be fine with all of us, because we all need to learn how to be a fantastic audience. So anyway, let's start. So my guests this week, yes, we have 3 chairs up here, which means there are 2 guests and they're coming out together. And if you haven't heard who they are, they're kind of like, besties. So I'd like to introduce to you Mrs. Fanny and Mrs. Lagola. You have to get the part.
Oh, it's right up here.
Okay, that's good. Welcome to the Teacher's Lounge, you two.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes?
Nervous.
A little
Nervous.
nervous? It's a little intimidating. It's a little intimidating being up on the stage.
Oh, it is.
I know. Shh, we're going to be quiet. Okay, so we're going to have some fun little pictures that are going to go on, and I will tell you, Mr. T, when we're going to do those. But, so can you tell us what your first meeting was like, the 2 of you together?
Go ahead, Miss Fanny. You can tell the story.
Okay.
So the first time we met was when I interviewed to be a teacher here at Calloway 17 years ago. And the way Dean Rumschlag does it is when she does interviews, she likes to get the opinion of other people that are going to be working with them.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up for my interview, and I don't know if anybody in here has been here long enough to remember Mr. Maz. Okay? So I sat there, I was 24, I was obviously very nervous, and I sat there, and Mr. Mazziello charged in the room and didn't notice me and announced that he promised he was going to be very professional that day, and that he was actually wearing underwear.
He did say that.
You have to know Mr. Maz.
He did
Miss
say that.
Lagola had just had a baby, and
I did.
she brought the baby.
I did. It was
And
August.
The interview was going, and the baby started fussing, and
I brought the baby in, and I started to nurse the baby in the interview. Because I couldn't let her cry.
She was
That all
breastfeeding as I interviewed, so.
Yeah, that's how we met.
That's not distracting at all.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But you got to do what you got to do,
I
right?
gotta-
Yeah.
She was crying.
You would think that somebody would be, being 24 would be mortified, but I knew
perfectly
right away that this was the place for me.
Awesome.
And that we were going to be friends.
Yeah,
That's
and she
awesome.
said that she was going to do camping, but we didn't do
Yeah, I
camping.
did.
That was the
Okay.
best part.
Yeah.
So can we do that first slide? This is just a picture of the. Oh, look at that.
Oh, there we are. There we are.
So
This was just chaperoning the prom one year.
very nice, nice
Yes.
Jews. So this 6th grade team, like you seem like really closely knit.
We
Do you-
are.
Like, what kind of things do you guys do together to like form?
We go out to
bond.
lunch.
Yeah.
You guys to lunch
We
together?
do go out to lunch
Where do you
together.
go?
El
El Diablo.
Diablo. Our
It's
favorite.
our favorite. Yeah.
Our favorite.
Purebred.
Purebred. Oh,
Um,
what else do we do?
Yeah, we get together. We do things together.
We try to, on theme days or Halloween
Oh,
or like,
yeah.
the last day before break, we all wore the 6th grade elf shirt.
Yes. Can we go to the next slide? This is actually.
Aw,
Yes. There
yeah.
you are.
Oh, yeah.
The Harry Potter theme. is
Yes,
that-
the Harry
Yes.
Potter.
And then I love those little shirts with the.
Yeah.
What does it say?
It's a 6th
Sixth grade elf squad. Yeah.
That was us.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to like the nitty gritty.
Okay.
So let's talk about. I guess we'll do Miss Lagola first. Where were you born, And how many people were like in your family when you were growing up?
My birth family?
Yeah.
I was born in Poughkeepsie, New York in 1969, so I'm 50. I don't care if you know. Nice.
Shout it out, that's nice.
In my birth family, I have one sister, and it was my mom and my dad. So there was 4 of us.
Nice.
That was
and,
it. Yep.
And you were?
I was born in Wilmington, Delaware. I've lived in Delaware my entire life. And I have one brother, and then my 2 parents. That was the family.
Great. Can you go to the next slide? I think we have some pictures of. So how old, Miss Fanny, how old do you think you were in this picture?
So clearly I'm the person on the left. I want to say maybe I was 4.
That's awesome.
I don't even remember.
Is that a pink?
Yeah, you'll see later in the slideshow that my mother was not great at picking out clothes. We'll just say that.
We used to wear like Garanimals and things like that.
Yeah,
in
it
my
was
day.
pretty bad.
And then, Miss Legault, how old do you think
I
you were
think that
then?
was in 1972, so I was about 3. I think it was right before my sister was born.
Wow. Okay. So, where did you go to school?
I grew up, I moved to Delaware in 1980. So before that, I went to Catholic school in New York for 3 years. And then we moved to upstate New York, where it was a one-stop light town, tiny little school. I went there for 4th and half of 5th. And then I moved to Delaware, and I've been in Red Clay ever since. So I went to Greenville Elementary, which is no longer there. Warner Elementary for 6th grade, and then Skyline and Dickinson. So I've been in Red Clay for most of my 50 years.
Yeah, that's interesting.
A long time.
Did you? So, what was your favorite subject in school? Like,
Social studies.
so it was obviously good. Did you take any music classes?
I did take choir, and I played the clarinet for 8 years.
Nice.
Yes,
Good,
yes. I can
yes.
read music.
All right, let's ask Miss Fanny the same question.
So again, I grew up in Delaware. So when I was a kid, we didn't have all these great options like Calloway and charter schools and Conrad and things like that. So for elementary school, I went to Independence, and then I went to HB. Back then, HB was 4th to 8th grade, and then I went to Sanford for high school. And when I was at Sanford, they had the best vocal teacher. She was awesome.
That was me, actually.
That was
by the
Miss
way,
Aldrich.
She was a
That's
teacher
right.
when I was in high school.
we lost. We lost.
We lost our mic.
We lost our mics, didn't we?
Can you not hear us?
Missing out.
Oh, yay! Hey.
Sophia.
Oh,
Okay.
look at that.
No, that.
Oh, Miss
What's
Fanny, look at
going
that
on?
dress. Oh,
Oh,
my
wait, it's
gosh.
off now.
Wait, it'll come on.
there
Oh
it is,
no,
there
leave
it
it
is.
off. Leave it
Oh
off.
no, which one is it?
It's the bad one. Yeah.
Isn't that great?
Okay. Can you guess who is who? Do we know who's on the left?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Legault's in the red.
Look at that dress.
So,
Wow.
how old were you in this picture, Miss Fanny?
I think I was maybe 8 or 9. And the hair.
The hair.
The hair was bad.
Was that a scrunchie?
But yeah, I think I have a scrunchie in, which,
she was
believe
so
it or not,
hip.
have like come back into
I know
style.
they have.
But the dress is what's really scary. Again, I told you.
This was a fashion, though.
It was not, that's what my mom said. She said, everybody dressed like that. So.
Be glad you're in the era that you're in, because we
Right.
had awful clothes back in the 80s.
Awful hair.
Awful.
Yeah.
Whew. And Miss Lagola, how,
I think I was probably 16 in that picture. I was a sophomore in high school.
nice.
Yeah, it was in the summer, and, short shorts were in style back then, yeah. It's lovely.
All right,
Lovely
good.
picture.
And so let's go to the next slide. Can you tell us what's going on here?
So that's Halloween.
That's Halloween,
Halloween with
obviously.
Fanny.
Now, so when we were kids, you did not go to like the Halloween store and, buy a costume. You scrounged up whatever you could find around the house. I have no idea what I'm supposed to be. I think I'm supposed to be Cyndi Lauper, but I'm not entirely sure. And I have no idea. That's my brother. I don't know what he is, but you just made your costume from whatever was around the house. Like he was a refrigerator one year with a big box, so.
That's
cool.
fun.
And then we have this lovely little.
Oh, she was a little
I was
saucy
sassy.
thing, wasn't she?
I was sassy. This was taken up at my great-grandparents' house. I think I was 6 in this picture, so that made it 1977.
Wow. All
No,
right.
1975. Sorry, 1975. So yeah, I was hip. That was hip clothing back there. My mom was good with that.
So let's go on to the next slide. I think these are your family pics. Yeah, let's talk about each one of your families.
Yeah.
Let's start with you, Miss Fanny.
So I have 2 kids. One of them is a freshman at Charter, and the other one's a 5th grader at North Star, and hopefully coming here next year at CAB. And that's my dog. You'll see a better picture of her in a second.
Yeah.
But camping is a huge part of my family. My kids and my husband love like the real camping, like the tent, the no running water, that kind of camping. I, however, not so much. So I didn't put a picture of it, but we have a camper, we have an RV, and that's kind of how we agreed to do it, right?
She
Because
glamps.
I
She's
get
glamping.
glamping. I
So
get
you stay in the camper and then they go out?
no, they stay in the camper
Okay.
too. But I mean,
got a
they get the
fireplace and
campfire, they
granite
get
and
the
it's got everything.
fishing, and they, I get TVs and air conditioning and a bed and a shower and all that stuff. So
And then let's talk about your.
My
We lose it
family,
again?
that was at my son's graduation from college. He graduated from University of Delaware this year. And so I have, my son's 22, and then my daughter Megan's a junior at University of Delaware, and my daughter Lindsay's junior at Appoquinimink. So I've
Great.
3 kids.
Okay, we have some awesome slides that will come back possibly in a few minutes.
Love technology.
I know.
Love technology.
You know,
Oh.
oh, we're back
Here
again.
we go again.
Yes.
Yay. No,
Didn't know
yes.
that.
Yeah. I worked in a deli. I did. I worked in Jack's Country Meat on Kirkwood Highway. And then I worked at a daycare. And then my other jobs.
all right, I'm going to.
we are.
Like,
There we
Oh,
are.
there they are.
There's
There's
no,
the
we are.
fam. There's the
Oh,
fam.
yep, and we're gone.
And they're gone.
And
they're
we're back. Okay, so Ms. Agola, talk about that family picture for us.
That's at my son's graduation from college. So my daughter Megan's on the right, my daughter Lindsay's on the left, and my husband Kevin is next to my son.
Go to the next slide before it goes out. And
go.
we got, there's a fishing trip there, and there's
Yeah.
some
And that's-
Christmas.
Yeah.
And then the
Christmas, yep.
next slide.
Aw,
Oh,
There are the
there
happy
we are.
couples.
there we are.
There
Look
we
at
are.
that. Very
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about, let me make sure that's the right, yep, pets.
My
Go-
favorite topic.
I
I
love
know,
pets.
mine too.
Go to the next slide, and I think this is your dog.
Oh, Gingy.
So who is
Ginger.
this?
That's Ginger.
And how old is
She's
she?
3. She is out of control. She's a boxer. And she's holding a tennis ball. That's what that is. But she's holding a tennis ball that she destroyed, so that's why it's all smushed like that. She pretty much, any toy you give her, it's gone in 2 minutes. So.
Now, have you been injured by your pets?
I have, yes. And we know that you have.
And
Yes.
yes, we'll talk
I
about
had,
that one in a second.
we have these big heavy chairs at our kitchen island, and she was running, and she ran into the chair, and it fell over onto my foot, and it broke my toe. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a similar story.
She felt really bad, you could tell. She was
Aw.
totally shaken.
And then do you have another boxer?
No.
No, you have just one boxer.
No, I just have one dog. I had
Okay.
2 dogs, but we lost one of them in September.
Okay.
So.
And then let's go to the next slide.
Stella!
There's our new Stella.
Stella. That's my puppy Stella. Stella is, I know, she's so cute.
Is she a golden doodle?
She is a golden doodle, so she is 8 months old, and she is a mess. She is so energetic. Like Miss Fanny's dog, she rips apart toys, gets the squeaker out, furs. The stuffing is everywhere. She barks. She torments my cat, Louie, who's 9. And yes, I was injured by my dog. You can't tell now, it's almost gone, but 2 weeks ago on Monday, she gave me a black eye, and it was, oh yeah. You didn't see me. It was terrible. I looked like I was beaten by my husband. But,
Yeah, it just looked like you were in a fight,
no.
man.
I said no. That's what people thought. But I had to tell people my dog, and they were like, it was your dog? I told my 6th graders I fell off my trapeze at home. I was fighting over cookies at Acme. What else did I say? Oh,
said
that
I
I
hit
stopped
her
a
too.
robbery.
Yeah.
That I was a ninja,
Yeah.
Okay.
right?
All right. So that's good with the pictures. Let's just leave that one up because that's cute. So let's talk. We have just a few more minutes. So let's go through a couple more things.
Sure.
So let's start with you, Mrs. Fanny.
Mm-hmm.
What made you choose the teaching profession?
I think I always wanted to be a teacher. When I was a kid, we would play school, and I would be the teacher, and I would give them stuff, and I had the best time grading their work and putting the big C on it, and which is ironic because it's my least favorite part about being a teacher now.
Is grading?
Is grading.
Grading,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, I was 16, and I think this was kind of how I knew that it was meant to be. I was 16. I had just started driving. It was after school, and my friends and I were going to a convenience store, and I just thought I was so cool because I was one of the first ones to drive. And on the way, I was getting distracted and ended up crashing head-on into a school bus full of children. So nobody was hurt,
Yeah,
thankfully.
You're good.
But I think that's when I kind of knew, okay, this,
Like it was just smacking you in
that's
the
it,
face.
right?
That's
Literally
it.
smacking me in the face,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Okay.
Oh, me?
Yes. How did you decide to become a teacher?
I always knew I was going to, ever since I was in 2nd grade, I went to Good Shepherd, the same elementary school my parents went to, and we did a play, like a little musical thing. And I got to be the teacher in the little play, and I got to sing a song. And ever since then, I wanted to be a teacher. But like Miss Fanny, I always played school, and grading papers was the best part, but now it's
Not
not
anymore,
the best
no.
part. But yeah, I always knew I
Yeah.
was going to be a teacher
Okay,
since
let's-
2nd grade.
Let's do a couple fun questions.
Sure.
What is your favorite movie or genre of movie?
My
ahead.
favorite movie is The Princess Bride. That's my all-time. That's one of my favorite movies. And then my other favorite movie is The Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, Shawshank Redemption.
My 2 all-time favorite movies.
Polar opposites.
Polar opposites, but absolutely love both of them. We'll watch them every time they're on.
Would you have any sort of favorite movie or kind of
We
movies?
like comedies mostly.
Yeah.
I end up liking those movies that are just so bad that they're good, like The Replacements and I love all the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, Harry Potter, good,
And
yeah.
All
yeah,
right.
I mean, just pretty simple. I watch more TV than I do movies, so.
She watches a lot of TV.
So, favorite kind of music? Do you have any?
So, my husband always makes fun of me because my taste in music is all over the place. I
Right.
mean, you pretty much name a type of music and I like it.
Awesome.
Broadway music, country
Broadway,
music,
Little
classic
country,
rock, you
classic
know,
rock, alternative.
everything.
I listen to a lot of alternative.
Nice.
So it's just eclectic.
Well-rounded. All
Eclectic.
right. We only have a couple minutes left.
All right.
Shh. What is the scariest thing that you've ever done, either for fun or not for
Okay.
fun?
So the scariest thing I did, I don't know if anybody knows what these are, but they have one at Great Adventure, but they also have them in other places. It's called a slingshot. You know what it is?
Oh, yeah,
you're
yeah.
crazy.
It's where there's, you know, and then you sit in a little pod and they pull you down, and then I did that.
I don't think
The scariest
It's
thing
scary,
I ever done,
yeah.
I was with Miss Fanny. We went on, at Great Adventure, we went on
Oh,
King
we did.
Dakar.
King Dakar, yeah.
Yeah, I was like
It's our favorite.
white,
Yeah.
white. That was
She
the
was
scariest
saying
thing.
some things that weren't very nice, but we won't repeat them.
Yeah,
But
we won't
yes,
repeat
thank
them.
you.
I was
Okay.
very
Thank you.
scared.
And then, what is your favorite go-to food?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, I love that. And the last question, well, last two. Is there anything else you'd like to tell us about yourself that we haven't covered? That
I think one thing that surprises people a lot about me is that I was a very serious athlete in high school. I mean, you wouldn't think it now, right? Because I run when there's pizza in the faculty room.
Yes.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So,
So what did you play?
serious athlete. Soccer, volleyball, and basketball.
Nice. Good.
I was on the 1994 Delaware State Championship team.
Look
Basketball.
At you.
Yes.
Nice. Very cool.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we don't know about you that you would like to divulge?
Is there anything else? Not really. I'm pretty
No,
open.
you're pretty much
I'm
an
pretty
open
open.
book.
I'm
So-
an open book.
If I was to look in the trunk of your car, what would I find? If you had a trunk or the back seat?
On
or
back
whatever.
seat of my car. Winter coats, bags,
Are you pretty
water
neat?
bottles.
Are you pretty neat?
In my car,
Yeah.
yes.
I
Yes.
live in my car.
You live in your car. Well, you
Yes.
do live in your car.
I do
You
live in my car.
There's not a thing in my trunk. Not one.
You're very.
I'm a very tidy, neat person.
She's
yeah.
OCD.
A little bit.
That's
a little
good.
A little bit.
They know
right.
that. They
well,
know that.
we have 2 minutes left, so I have to dismiss everybody. But I would like to
Oh,
thank you guys
you very
for coming
much.
in.
Thank you.
To the, thank you. It's awesome.
you.
And
Thank
thank you
you.
for being a good sport when the.
All of
Thank
us.
you.
Yeah.
You
All
guys
right,
can
we go.
use-
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. All right, stay in your